Hello and welcome to ERi-TV English News Broadcast. It's now exactly 10:30 p.m. Asmara time, and we're ready for a domestic and international report for January 23rd, 2026. To begin with, I present you the top stories. Activity assessment meeting of Office of Labor and Social Welfare Branch in Gashbarka region. Cultural heritage exploration in Dahlak Islands. In our international, UN says 35 million Nigerians risk hunger. And tensions heighten in Lebanon as government demands disarmament of Hezbollah. In our domestic news, we begin with the Gashbarka region. The branch office of the Ministry of Labor and Social Welfare in the Gashbarka region conducted an activity assessment meeting for the year 2025 and presented its plan of action for 2026. According to reports presented by heads of units of the office, commendable activities have been implemented in ensuring positive labor relations as well as safeguarding the rights of children, disabled citizens, elderly people, and other disadvantaged citizens. The reports further noted that efforts have been undertaken in collaboration with partners to eradicate harmful practices, and as a result, 19 administrative areas in Molk Isab zone have been declared free of female genital mutilation. Mr. Tesfa Gabriel Gabraselassie, head of the branch office, said that the Ministry of Labor and Social Welfare has extended financial and material support to a number of disadvantaged citizens and families of martyrs aimed at improving their livelihoods. He also stated that commendable activities have been carried out in encouraging the public to play a due role in efforts to eradicate harmful practices. Ms. Lu'ul Gabrab, Minister of Labor and Social Welfare, and Ambassador Mahmoud Ali Hurui, Governor of the Gashbarka region, commending the activities implemented so far by the branch office, called for reinforced efforts to achieve better outcomes. Moving on to the northern Red Sea region, the Culture Office in the region, in collaboration with the Regional Museum, the Ministry of Marine Resources and Marine Transport and Diving Center, conducted cultural heritage exploration and research activities in the Dahlak Islands. The objective of the exploration and research activities carried out from 7 to 17 January on the islands of Hawakil, Ajuz, Dalugma Kabir, Abaguba, Saribo and Baka was to explore historical sites and heritage, and was in continuation of similar activities conducted last year. Mr. Isaias Tesfazgi and Mr. Yotam Gezai, anthropology and archaeology experts, stated that so far 36 historical sites, including prayer sites, remains of tombs, water wells and artifacts, have been discovered and properly documented. They also noted that the Dahlak subzone is rich in natural and cultural heritage, and emphasized that conducting in-depth research would make a significant contribution to understanding the trade activities carried out in the area, as well as its socio-cultural and colonial history. It is to be recalled that similar exploration and research activities were conducted from 24 November to 2nd of December 2025 on the islands of Harmel, Romoya, Wusa, Kadu, Isratu, Difnin, Harat, Dihil, Sagala, Faraq Sagala, Salma Aukwan, Mugadin and Balhasar. Dahlak subzone is located about 60 kilometers northeast of the port city of Massawa. A seminar focusing on harmful practices and the rights of children was conducted in the Seganeti subzone. The seminar, which mainly focused on the eradication of female genital mutilation and underage marriages, was organized in collaboration with the Committee to oversee children's rights and eradicate harmful practices, along with the Seganeti subzone administration. The seminar was attended by around 500 participants, including religious leaders and influential individuals, as well as public representatives. Dr. Emmanuel Mihrat Ab, head of the health office in the southern region, noting the psychological and health consequences of harmful practices, urged all stakeholders, particularly religious leaders and area administrators, to play a due role in efforts to eradicate harmful practices. Mr. Gabrihiwat Takhlu, head of the prosecutor's office in the southern region, stated that in addition to the health problems they cause, underage marriages and female genital mutilation are punishable by law. He also called on parents to avoid superstitious practices and raise their children in a scientific manner. Noting the serious impact that harmful practices can have on the lives of women and children, the report presenters called on seminar participants to play a due role in efforts to eradicate such practices. Do stay tuned, viewers, for we'll be back with the international news after the short break. Welcome back. We begin with Nigeria. Nearly 35 million Nigerians are at risk of hunger this year, including 3 million children facing severe malnutrition, the United Nations said on Thursday following the collapse of global aid budgets. Speaking at the launch of the 2026 humanitarian plan in Abuja, UN resident and humanitarian coordinator Mohammed Malik Fall said the long dominant foreign-led aid model in Nigeria is no longer sustainable and that Nigeria's needs have grown. The UN can only aim to deliver $516 million to provide life-saving aid to 2.5 million people this year, down from 3.6 million people in 2025, which in turn was about half the previous year's level. He also said the UN had no choice but to focus on the most life-saving interventions, given the drop in available funding. Shortfalls last year led the World Food Programme to also warn that millions could go hungry in Nigeria as its resources ran out in December, and it was forced to cut support for more than 3,000 children. Despite Nigeria's vast natural resources, particularly its oil reserves, security instability has reportedly hindered the country from capitalizing on these assets. Consequently, data shows that most Nigerians remain dependent on oil-based income. The termination of substantial U.S. aid for social and security sectors under President Trump's administration have further intensified the country's ongoing crisis. In today's final report, tensions have heightened again in Lebanon as the Lebanese government demanded disarmament of Hezbollah north of the Litani River amid fears of internal conflict and regional pressures. Lebanese President Joseph Aoun says the army has secured the south and will continue to bring all arms in the country under state control, a move Hezbollah has opposed. The president stressed in a speech on Tuesday that the army has secured the south, removing illegal weapons over the past 10 months, and insisted border authorities remained solely with the armed forces to avoid external predicaments. Experts warned that the latest turn of events could fuel foreign interference and push the current crisis to a breaking point. A potential fallout between the Lebanese armed forces and Hezbollah is expected to pave the way for further Israeli military advances in the region. Having been engaged in hostilities in Lebanon since 2023, Israel continues to station troops in occupied areas of the country. With this, we conclude our domestic and international report for this session. Dear viewers, before we finalize, I present you the top stories once more. Activity assessment meeting of Office of Labor and Social Welfare branch in Gashbarka region. Cultural heritage exploration in Dahlak Islands. UN says 35 million Nigerians risk hunger. And tensions heighten in Lebanon as government demands disarmament of Hezbollah. This was The World on Friday with ERi-TV English News Broadcast. Dear viewers, from all of us here, thank you for watching.